It's here, folks. Apparently the practice of leave no trace does not apply to some campers. We've had our run-ins with general delivery sometimes. He probably hasn't made an appearance very often in the episodes because he doesn't really like me a whole lot. I'm gonna chase the Lamborghini, you guys. Here I go. Good morning, everyone. So today's going to be kind of a unique adventure. It's a Thursday morning at around 8 o'clock, and Chris and I, he's getting ready over there, are heading out on a hike slash mountain climb. You're not going to be able to see it very well, but I'll try to block the sun. But that big mountain right there, that's Volcano Peak, and we're going to go climb it, or at least intend to. So we don't climb it from the very base. There's actually a road that leads up a portion of the way, and it's not on any All Trails app or anything. Chris found it on somebody's website, and so we're not 100% sure how feasible it's going to be, if there's going to be a lot of rock scrambling and stuff, but we're going to give it a try. We've got our walkie-talkie because I'm going to try to reach Michelle once I get up there and see if she can hear us, and if she can, she's going to get out the binoculars and see if she can actually see us up there. So Chris is actually not working today. Unfortunately, the Hurricane Milton hit last night in Tampa, and that's where his main company's headquarters are. So they all have the day off work, obviously, because of that, and therefore Chris does as well. So we're trying to make the best of it, and we're going to go out on a little adventure and see what this has in store for us. All right, there's Chris, Amputee Adventures. And, well, hold on. Let me turn. That's Volcano Peak, folks. We're going to go climb it, or at least attempt to. But let me show you the scenery here real quick. Absolutely gorgeous. Right off beyond there is the Bonneville Salt Flats. And this is only, we think, about 0.8 miles. Oh, wait, 0.5? Half mile, but 800 feet of elevation gain. And again, it wasn't on All Trails, so I won't be able to put up a little QR code for this one if anybody's interested. But if you are, just feel free to reach out to me. I'll send you the pin for where we started, and hopefully the entire trail if we can make it up to the top, and radio my wife over at the camper if she's listening. So here we go, folks. Wish us luck. Okay, so we've gotten to the climb. I'm trying not to breathe heavy in the microphone. Some people have complained about it, but it is what it is when you're hiking. That's where we're headed. There's Chris on the trail. That's where we came from, down there. I'd say we're probably about halfway, but only a third of the climb. It's real, I don't know if you can see this, but it's real gravelly and a lot of crushed stone. And so it's almost like walking in sand, which just adds a level of difficulty as well. Checking back in, you guys. So Chris and I, well, Chris has a different plan of attack. This stuff is just gravel, and it's really hard for him to find his sweet spot balance on his prosthetic side. So he's decided to put away his hiking and trekking poles, and he put on his gloves, and he is now going to bear crawl up to the top, which he said is going to go a lot quicker for him and it'll be a lot easier. Obviously, having 4 points of contact in this very rocky and soft area will be better, as far as him making it up. So that's what he's doing now. I'm going to be shortly behind him, but yeah, look at these views that we're getting. Never been to this part of Utah. It's gorgeous. And there's actually, I know you guys can't see it, but there's actually right around there, there's some mountains over there that have some snow on them. We're at, I think, we're at 5,500 feet of elevation here at this, well, on this trail right now. So I think our campsite's around 200 or 300 feet lower than this. But yeah, beautiful, and we're making our way up, and there goes Chris. Thought I'd take a quick detour, you guys. This is crazy steep. But look at this little wind cave that they've begun to make up here. And then there's actually up here, it's kind of hard to see right now, but there's actually like a little set of bedding in there that some animal's been bedding down in there. I don't know if it's a bird, or I know there are like mountain goats or sheep here in this area. So that's pretty cool. We're a little speck over there is our set of 3 campers. And then down there is the Jeep. And over there's Chris, still chugging away. All right, folks. According to Google, we are at the peak of Volcano Peak. Double peaks. As you can see, there is some elevation behind us, but Chris and I are not going to go climb that. That's more, I mean, you'd need ropes and spikes and stuff that we clearly did not bring with us. But we made it up to the top. I know you can't see, but let me point. Right around there are our campers. And there's also flies up here. You'd figure with nothing being up here, we wouldn't have a bunch of flies to deal with. But there's Chris. Chris, what'd you think?
This was awesome. It was difficult, but not impossible for me. I had to bear crawl much of the way because of the loose gravel, but it was super fun.
So now we just got to make our way down, and that shouldn't be as difficult. Chris is going to go ahead of me. He's going to probably crab crawl down most of the real loose gravelly area. And then
tuck and roll.
Tuck and roll. Yeah. Let's hope it's not any guy of a roll.
I'll get down real quick.
I was able to talk to Michelle on the walkie. It's reaching crystal clear. Obviously, we have a clear shot to the campers. And she got out the binoculars and took them over to Courtney as well. And they think they could see us, but it's hard. I sent them the pin of where we're at so that she could look on Google Maps and maybe hopefully get a general idea of where on the mountain to look. And she thinks she found us, but we didn't bring anything like bright to, you know, flag around or anything. And the sun's directly behind us, as you can see behind me. So that doesn't help either when she's trying to look up here. But when we get back down, I'm actually going to check with the binoculars since I know where we're at and just see what it looks like from down there. So we will keep you updated. Obviously, I'm going to pack the camera and my phone away probably on the way down just to be safe, and we'll get to you when we get back down to the Jeep. So just got finished with our trail, and apparently the practice of leave no trace does not apply to some campers and hikers. Look at all this crap I found. Cigarettes, chapstick, some PVC pipe. It looks like it was made for a French drain, a ton of aluminum foil. Inside there's a package for Kroger sliced ham. So we're going to pick this stuff up here at the trailhead. This is actually a trailhead slash camp spot, I guess, and throw this out when we go into town next time. But had a great time. The flies are kind of bad on the trail. Super challenging, super steep going up and down. But Chris and I made it. So we'll take you on the next adventure here real soon. Hey everyone, I don't remember how much I shared. I don't think I mentioned this, but when we were over in Pinedale, which at this point was well over a month ago, my brother had mailed me some of our mail from Ohio over to Pinedale, and according to the post office, it was supposed to be delivered like 4 days later. He mailed it on a Monday, supposed to be delivered 4 days later. Perfect timing for us to get it. However, we are now at 3 weeks, and it finally arrived in Pinedale last Monday, I think, or last Monday or Tuesday, 3 weeks later. We're now 4 weeks in. And luckily, the wonderful people over at Moosley Mailboxes, where we were getting everything shipped, called me and said, hey, your envelope finally arrived. And I was able to basically pay over the phone to have them forward it, even though that's not a service they offer really, unless you have a mailbox there, which we don't. They were able to priority ship it to the post office here in Wendover, and I'm going in to pick it up almost a month later. You know, luckily there wasn't anything horribly important in it. but it's definitely got my aviation license in it. It had a check from a rebate from when we got the air suspension done, so it's got some value to it. But if it had never shown up, I don't know that we could have done a whole lot about it. But I'm going in right now to the post office here to hopefully pick it up using general delivery. I'm also having some new decals that we're getting made through Sticker Mule delivered here later this week as well. So let's see how this goes. It's here, folks, and I can hear the rattle, and that means that it is the right package. So it worked well. We've had our run-ins with general delivery sometimes, especially if it's related to my brother's post office and mailing stuff. That doesn't explain why it took 3.5 weeks or whatever to get to Pinedale, but in general delivery, for those of you who don't use it or never even heard of it, basically we can have stuff mailed to the post office that we can pick up. And there's a very specific way that you're supposed to address it, and that is without the street address, with just your name, general delivery, the post office, city and state, along with the zip code with 9999 after it. I think that's what it is, or 00. I think it's 9999. And for whatever reason, my brother's post office does not recognize that, because I think they just don't deal with general delivery. So often I have to call the post office and say, hey, can I put your physical street address on it, even though I know it's not supposed to be done that way, so that things will arrive. One time, my brother mailed something to me. I don't even remember where we were. I feel like we were in Florida, and it never showed up. It got returned to him like 2 months later. It's a little frustrating. So whenever we have a mail service, like a mailboxes, etc., or a postnet or something like that, we try to use that, because that's a lot easier, even if we have to pay a small fee. But we are using general delivery for an upcoming upgrade that we're excited to talk to you guys about. But I just placed an order today, but that is at our next stop in further south in Utah. But yeah, so finally came. Yay, yay, yay. After almost a month. I'll have to text a picture of it to my brother. But now I'm going to go and get some water. I think there is a Maverick gas station here, and they have a spigot, I believe, at the end. I'm going to do a campsite review of the area we're staying at. It's huge, 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 huge. There's hundreds and hundreds of spots. So I'll do a campsite review before we leave here and get it posted, though it may be about a month or so before it actually gets released to the public, because I've got several campsite reviews from when we were over in Irwin. We're out on our walk, and Bruce came with us this time. What's up, Bruce? He probably hasn't made an appearance very often in the episodes, because he doesn't really like me a whole lot. Unless he's in his house, then he likes me. But out here in the wild, he thinks I'm questionable material. What do you guys think? Michelle's actually out. We got her out from behind the computer desk. Chris is out here too, just taking a brief cigarette break, even though he doesn't smoke. That's what we call it, his little cigarette break from working. So went and picked up all the mail, as you saw. I was able to get buckets of water from that Maverick station there in West Wendover, so that'll definitely be part of our campsite review of the area. And I was able to get rid of our trash at the Maverick as well, and then headed back. It's only about a 15-minute drive into town, so it's really not a bad drive at all. But yeah, we're just out getting our steps. We walk a half a mile each time we come out for the walk. Not a bad place to take a little break. Guess where we're at, everyone? We brought Chris and Courtney with us. Where are we at, Courtney?
Salt Flats.
Bonneville Salt Flats.
Yeah.
We are not driving the truck out on the salt flats. I don't want to have to go and take it and get it washed. You know, somebody's coming in. Oh, look, there was a ram. We can pretend like we went out there. A little ram coming in. There's quite a few people out here. It looks like these guys here are some motorcycle club, and they are getting ready to, or getting finished, you know, running their bike to see how fast they can go. So we came out here at sunset so we could get some sunset photos. Rumor has it those are the best ones, or sunrise, I guess. That's what Michelle was reading
Sunrise
about.
or sunset, yeah.
So she told me this whole story about all that was out here. And I thought there was like a state park and a visitor center and a foot washing station.
A circus.
Well, this was.
He's lying.
Yeah, well.
No, I'm not lying. I swear I'm not lying.
I read exactly.
You're getting in front of Courtney. Courtney's
I read
her 5 minutes of
exactly.
fame right now.
I read exactly what's online, and he gets all these different visions in his mind of things that he's expecting to see. And I'm like, you can see the salt flats from far away from where we're camped, and there's like no buildings whatsoever. So I don't know what he was dreaming up in his mind.
Yeah, I'm not sure why they call it a state park, because there's nothing out here. I mean, there's literally a parking lot
It's
right
a
there, which, by the
recreation
way, has a Lamborghini. Hey, don't forget, you're still on the microphone, Michelle. There's a Lamborghini over here. I don't know if they were racing it or taking pictures. But here's the sign, the infamous sign. And these guys out here, I don't know if they're a band or something. He's out there taking pictures. They're all dressed in black. It's pretty cool. But yeah, we're not going to drive out there. But you can go out there and go as fast as you want. But that little truck has been through enough. I'm not taking it out on the salt flats. So what we thought was a motorcycle they were working on turns out to be like this super fast scooter. Look at this thing hauling. Oh, he's probably slowing down now, but there he comes. That thing's pretty sweet. Yeah, it's like some souped up little street scooter. He was hauling going out. I think he slowed down, obviously, because he was coming back here to the trailer, but that was pretty sweet. We're gonna chase the Lamborghini, you guys. Here I go. Hang on.
Yep, that's them. It's a rock group.
Nice, good.
So we actually just stopped and talked to the guys that were out there getting their photos taken that we thought were a band, and they were. What's the band name, Courtney?
If Not For Me.
If Not For Me.
They are a rock band.
So we'll have to listen to some of their music when we get back.
Metalcore. Metalcore band.
Not country.
Not country. From Harrisburg, Pennsylvania.
Oh, heck, that's awesome. So, all right, If Not For Me.